Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mick Alphanine. So, we're going to begin here with this article on cryptoslate.com. I hope you're all doing well out there. It's titled, Ripple CTO predicts summary judgment for September. Here we go, folks. Everything's winding down. All right, it's happening. A lot of stuff has been happening quickly. If you've been keeping up with the news, says delay not unusual, but we've heard that before. We understand how much paperwork, how much weight this case holds. Let's jump into this a little bit. Then I'll give my humble thoughts. This is pro XRP lawyer John Deaton has warned the XRP community not to contact Judge Annalisa Torres. People are doing that. You have to be patient. Let me tell you something. One thing you don't want to do. You don't want to piss off people or annoy people who hold your fate in their hands, especially power people, individuals who've been in a seat of power who are not used to being pressured or annoyed. You can light a fire under their backside so that they're incentivized to go against you. Don't do that. Patience, patience, patience. I have all the patience in the world for something that could possibly bring generational wealth, not riches, generational wealth. I have all the patience in the world. And they've been saying about September, some say a few weeks, some say a few months, who knows? But that's not a long time. None of these timelines is a long time. Tranquilo, cálmate. All right, let's, but that's interesting. They started off the article with that. This is Ripple CTO David Schwartz predicted that Judge Annalisa Torres would rule on the case between his company and the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission by September, according to a July 10th tweet. Schwartz made his statement in response to the frustrations among Ripple supporters. I'm not frustrated at all. I know what I hold. I know what XRP can do, and Quant and XLM and Algorand and LCX and XDC. Oh yeah, the whole Bankcoin family. I know what they can do. I'm patient. I know the kind of money, clams, guap, shells, greenbacks we saw in the last bull run. I know what it can do when they're unleashed. So yeah, all that capital, cash cream. I'm trying to use every single word I know for money. What did I miss? What else do people call money? I know I did this before. Asti, I know you left a long list of all the different words in that other one that I did where I was going over all the words that are used for money, but I don't remember them. I don't remember them all. Asti shaking her finger right now, like, hey, Alphanine, I put in that work. All right, so, but yeah, all that capital gives me all the patience in the world. By the way, speaking of capital, I see all the comments. Yeah. So I'll give you some of the most popular prices that I see comment section individuals voluntarily letting us know that they think XRP will go to after summary judgment. The case is over. However you want to phrase that. I've been seeing a lot of $17.50s, $18, $16 around that range. I've been seeing that a lot. And then the next one, this is what I'm seeing. And I'm sure if you've been in the comment section, you've seen it also. The next one I've seen, $1,000. They're expecting $1,000 XRP. This is what I'm reading, folks. So let's continue on with this little article here. I'm just dropping little interesting stuff. I hope it's interesting. I don't know, folks. Let's get on with this news. It says Schwartz made this statement in response to the frustrations among Ripple supporters over the delay in Judge Torres' summary judgment decision. Once again, I'm not frustrated. I'm not impatient right now at all. Right? Torres summary judge. I only speak for myself. Torres summary judgment decision. According to him, there is nothing, quote, wrong, unusual, or strange with the delay. I didn't think so. Quote, I know waiting is annoying. Now you feel it a little bit from time to time, but it's nothing major in my opinion. Like I said, once I go back to what could happen, no. Says, and we'd all love to have a ruling on summary judgment motions as soon as possible, but I wouldn't think anything was wrong, unusual, or strange until at least the end of September. Pro XRP lawyer John Deaton, here comes John Deaton. Let's see what he has to say. Also corroborated Schwartz's view, highlighting several instances where Judge Torres took up to 7 months or more before ruling on a case. Deaton added, I agree. On September 31st, Judge Torres would be placed on the 6-month naughty judge list for the first time, and her decision would be pending over 9 months. I didn't review every case she has had, but I didn't find any that were longer than 9 months, although one was slightly longer than 8 months. You see how I did that with the inflection? I read it in a quizzical way. Come on, you like that? Come on now. A little bit of theatrics goes a long way. Got to make it interesting. You don't want boring news. Deaton previously warned members of the XRP community not to contact the judge. What are you going to do? So saying that such action would have no positive results. That's what I'm saying. You don't want to piss the judge off. Let the judge work. This entire time, the judge has been cooking. Has the judge not, the Honorable Annalisa Torres Miente, has she not been cooking? She's been doing everything in our favor. Just look at what she's done so far. Don't step on the judge's toes. I almost smacked my lamp over again. This lamp has taken such abuse since I've gotten it. Oh, man. The pro XRP lawyer further noted that anyone who does that will incur the wrath of the XRP community. Wait a minute. And hate it more than SEC. Okay, yeah, so, okay. I can see if it goes negative, sure, yeah. But I don't, you know what? I can't even comment because I'm not a part of that sector where it's like a Twitter sector and people are letting it be known what they're doing. I don't know, so I can't really comment. I was going to say, I don't think people would let it be known that they did such a thing, but then again, maybe they will. I don't know. There's some wild people out here. So, hey, just don't piss the judge off. Things are coming to a close very soon, and then we can have some fun. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. I really do. Oh, I think XRP can go off hard. I think people are sleeping on XLM. And yes, I know so many people have sold all their XLM. I know. You let me know. I heard you. I still think we're going to have a lot of fun. Algorand. Oh, yeah, I think we're going to have a lot of fun. Quant. When I say Quant, I think party time. P-A-R-T. Why? Because it can explode. Yeah, I took that. Who did I take that from, though? P-A-R-T. Why? Because I got it. Where did I get that from? Where? Yeah, I'm testing you. Yeah, if you're an OG like me, if you're from the old school like me and you don't know where that's from, give me that card. I mean, I'm taking your old school card. Give me that card. I'm ripping it up and I'm throwing it over my shoulder. Yeah. All right, let's get to the next piece of news here. You guys are holding me up, and I hate when you hold me up. You're distracting me. You're entertaining me. Although you're very entertaining, you're distracting me. Let's go here. Having a good day today. I feel good. All right, so this next article here is from U.Today. I think these are my better videos where I'm just having fun. I'm just hanging loose, but some people don't like that. It says here, XRP current price action might yield 20% gains if this happens. Let's see. What is this article? Is this another chart article? XRP, the 6th largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization, might be prepping for 20% gains if all conditions align. 20% gain. Listen, I think is positioned for much bigger than 20% gains. Just my humble opinion. Like I said, just giving all the partnerships, them banks, baby. We continue to do big things. Did you see what happened the other day? Ripple just got an award from what was the company? Currency Research. They're looking at all of these CBDC companies, all of them. And they said, hey, you, Ripple, hey, you. Yeah. No, we know about Quant. We know about Quant Network. We know about Stellar, and they're doing great. But come here, Ripple. Take this award. They gave them an award. That means what? That means they know Ripple and XRP are the best of the best. The best. Do you understand what that aligns with? That aligns with a lot of money, logically. That means we're doing the best when it comes to CBDCs. Oh, yeah. And I'm going to have a piece of that bank money. I have to have that bank money. Let's read this little tidbit here. It says, XRP is trading within a falling wedge pattern. Oh, no. It's one of those chart articles. Oh, man, let's keep it going. We suggest an imminent price reversal. They love the charts. The charts dictate everything. But the extent, see, I can take the information from the charts, the information from actual catalysts. Like I'm trying to operate with a 360 degree vision, mind. I don't want to chop anything out. I don't want to have blinders on and look in one area. We can take information from PDFs, transcripts. Like I'm gathering all of it and I'm calculating in my mind. But to each his own. It says, and at the time of writing, XRP was marginally up in the last 24 hours to 47 cents. Save Binance's BNB token. I think it's down a little bit now. I think they went up this morning, XLM XRP, and then I saw like maybe an hour ago, I think it was about, they went down just a little bit. There's been some good volatility. Just a little bit, but it's been good volatility. It says, with BNB token, which is slightly up, XRP remains the only crypto asset among the top 10 that sustains in green. This was at that time of this article. XRP's trading volume is up nearly 68% in the last 24 hours with $637 million worth of trades. This as traders make bets on XRP's upcoming moves. Twitter trader Coins, is it Coins Kid? Let me enlarge that a little bit there. Coins Kid highlights key support on XRP weekly chart that historically resulted in gains. The trader noted that 31 cents has eventually become support, while highlighting a target of 55 cents as the price attempts an upward move. Let's move on to another article, a little bit of information here. So what do we have next coming up here? What do we have here? Let's see. Oh, this is actually, if it ever pops up, this is actually the tweet from Anthony Welfare of Ripple about the award I was just talking about. It says, working in the @Ripple NYC office this week, and very pleased to see our first ever CBDC award. Means you're the best of the best. You could be moving major capital. They like what you're doing with your systems. And because a lot of other big money has seen this now, that makes XRP and XRP Ledger and what Ripple is doing even more delicious to other companies. The same way I talk about Stellar. Same thing. When you have United Nations, Franklin Templeton, MoneyGram, and Wisdom Tree using your product, I apologize for the pause, but I had to fix the microphone. Using your product, that's going to bring in even more business because everyone else is going to say, hey, who is this? If they don't already know, who is this Ripple? Who is this Stellar? And how can we use them? Oh, you barely have any fees? Instant finality? You get control over everything? I'd love to use that, but this is what they're saying to themselves. I'd love to use that program. What does that mean for you and I? Possibly. That means a lot of capital flowing through these things, possibly. Not a guarantee, not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. All right. So it says here, pleased to see our first ever #CBDC award awarded by @Currency Research at the 2023 Digital Currency Conference for our advancement. That's important. Advancement in digital currency. Best Sustainability Initiative. Ripple has a long history of sustainability projects, and we are making sure the CBDC team continue to develop long-term sustainable solutions for our customers and partners. So now we're going to get to a little bit of Stellar related news. There's been quite a bit in the last day or two. This is from coin.com with a K. It says Velo Labs. They're on the move again, folks. Remember Velo Labs, Mike Kennedy, Interstellar, the for-profit branch of Stellar. Mike Kennedy was the head of Interstellar. Velo's pretty much Interstellar. Anyway, Velo Labs, I have to say, there's a lot of new people I know. There's a lot of new people. I know you veterans already know that. Velo Labs, a leading blockchain-based financial service company, has partnered strategically with Native. So Stellar gets even more powerful. A crypto's invisible DEX layer. This collaboration aims to revolutionize digital asset trading by combining Velo Labs' blockchain expertise with Native's innovative trading solution. Velo Labs is renowned for its scalable, but scalable why? Because it's built on Stellar. Everyone knows this. And interoperable blockchain solutions. Interoperable why? Because it's built on Stellar, runs on Stellar. Let's keep it going. Focused on fostering financial inclusion. By teaming up with Native, Velo Labs further strengthens its commitment to providing value and driving the adoption of digital assets globally. So this brings even more possibility of businesses, big and small, launching on Stellar-based products, which obviously is going, everything that runs on Stellar has to use XLM to some capacity. We have so many different companies using Stellar. It's going to be interesting to see what the future holds. All those lumens being used for transaction fees, surge pricing, congestion. Congestion is our friend. That's what I'm looking at here. Stellar-based wallets, right? Then on top of that, the BRICS nations definitely is going to help out, because who's going to use USDC? I say that again. I'm going to continue to say that. Who's going to use USDC? They already announced that they're going to be officially backing their common currency with gold. USDC. So that means what? They're going to need a bridge asset in there. XLM, anyone? And they're doing things globally the right way, setting up everything the right way. It's just how I look at it, just my humble opinion. Let's move on. There's more Stellar news. Let's just move on here. So now, look at this. I'm telling you, Stellar XLM, I feel like it's in the clear. I really do. But it's definitely going to be more in the clear in the future because of things like this. Remember when we were covering all the articles about a year ago, when they were just quietly interacting with Caroline D. Pham, one of the powerhouses at the CFTC? Look at this, who's going to be at Meridian 2023. It says here from Stellar, welcoming at CFTC Commissioner CFTC Mersinger to our hashtag Meridian 2023 lineup. So another powerhouse from the CFTC is getting hugged all up with Stellar. Why would XLM be not used heavily in the future? Once again, just my humble opinion, but they're setting themselves up to be at the forefront of digital commodities. Well, you know, Bitcoin is there. I'm just talking about of the bank coins. Or even on Coinbase, you go to currencies, you see XLM there. This is something to keep in mind. And that CFTC is like a shield. This is what I'm seeing here. Stellar is taking a very powerful position. So then that's not it. There's more. There's more. And keep in mind, the CFTC alone, having that backing and having those type of speakers at Meridian, even Idris Elba being there at Meridian is going to bring in a lot of eyes to Stellar. That's in addition to long ago, Akon was building on Stellar. So, he told all his celebrity friends that, but no one can make a move just yet. Crypto is still too hot because of the SEC. They don't want to touch it just yet. They don't want to come out and say, hey, we're building on it. Not everybody, especially given what they've been doing to a lot of those celebrities that were pushing certain products. So people have stepped back a little bit. But when there's regulatory clarity, they'll come back in and there will be a golden age. Possibly. I think he's going to be bigger, in my humble opinion, than what the other bull runs are. There's going to be less crypto. A lot of those other ones are going to get eliminated. They're just going after the big fish first. But here's a little bit more Stellar news. So this one here is also from Stellar.org on Twitter. It says, big news. Allbridge_IO introduces cross-chain bridge unlocking interoperability between Stellar, Ethereum, Solana, which has a bright future in my humble opinion. Cello! Get in there, Cello. And don't ever forget, Cello has a direct relationship with the concept and idea of universal basic income, as was told by the World Economic Forum, and is one of their biggest use cases. And something interesting, I've been seeing a lot of articles where people are starting to question, because so many people are out of jobs, they're out of work, they don't want to work, or things like that, that the idea of universal basic income has been getting pushed heavily behind the scenes as far as the West. So keep that in mind when you think of Cello. But anyway, one of our bank coins, Polygon, one of our utility coins. So Stellar now has interoperability with all of these chains, smooth interoperability. It says for seamless asset transfer. So Stellar becomes even stronger, even better. I'd say things are looking good. You have your own thoughts, your own opinions, but I think it's looking a real good. Muy lindo, mi gente. So now, you know what? Why did I just get hungry in the middle of the video? I really did. You know what I could go for right now? This is going to be a weird combination. I know. I can go for some plantano, some plantains and cheese. Oh yeah. You ever had plantains and cheese? You haven't been living if you didn't have plantains and cheese. Oh yeah. I could definitely go for some of that. What else could I go for? I don't even know. It's just plantains just on my brain. That's all I can think about right now. I haven't had some in quite some time. Anyway, talking about food? What? We're not here for a food review. Get back to the news. So we were talking about the debt recently and how that's going to cause problems. It bodes well for the new financial system because it looks like they're trying to collapse the legacy system. Now, I'm not worried. And I don't think a lot of other people are worried because they've taken precautionary measures. Some people are holding certain assets. Some people own some real estate. Some people own some high value art. Some people have some gold, silver, platinum. People have taken precautionary measures. They're ready for anything that may come. So what we're doing is just observing so we know that how this could speed up the timeline for them to deploy the new financial system, as it looks like they're trying to collapse the old system. So this article here is titled, Federal Debt Explodes by $1 trillion. $1 trillion in 5 weeks. I knew there was going to be a problem when they removed the debt limit. That it means they can spend as much as they want to. So if we thought their spending was irresponsible before, and I don't care who they are, across the board, politician is a politician to me. But if we thought they were irresponsible before, what will it be like to give a child a credit card and just say, hey, go buy what you want? That's what they remind me of. So they're just spending. This nation, United States, can't handle that much debt. But I don't think they care because, like I said, I think they want to rip the base out so they can bring in something new. $1 trillion in 5 weeks. And what do they have, 2 years? Listen, the West is in trouble. So you have unrealized losses that was brought on mostly by the Fed eroding the bonds and such because of the raising of the interest rates, which was also brought on by the Fed because they printed all of, well, it's U.S. Treasury, really. U.S. Treasury printed all that capital and money, but it's at the Fed's, at the Fed's call. So they have that unrealized losses hanging over their head. Then they have commercial real estate sword hanging over their head, that guillotine. So now they have this debt, just mounting debt going on. I mean, hey, they're burning the candle at both ends. So there's something to keep an eye on. So and then also, as we're taking that into account, you got to keep in mind that's highly injurious to the U.S. dollar. So that's number one. So you have the West. Once again, I've said this before. You have the West injuring its own dollar, its own currency, and then you have the BRICS nations also injuring the U.S. dollar. I mean, I think it's logical to say that the U.S. dollar is not in a great position right now. Now, I'm not one to say it'll go all the way to zero, it's going to go away. I'm not saying that. I'm not an extremist. And I think a lot of people jump out the window when they make comments and they'll say that was not going to zero. U.S. dollar's not going away. I would never say that. I'm talking about it being greatly diminished is all it takes. That's all it takes. There's dollar dumping going on right now. What happens when they're all dumping dollars? Nobody's using it, right? You have all this excess capital coming back home. What does it do to the prices of everything you're trying to afford? And I've been seeing article after article where the people of today, they really consume a lot and they're out there a lot, so they know about pricing. Right? They buy a lot of things. They're complaining across the board that the prices are too high now. What's it going to be then? You get where I'm going? All right. So I just wanted to put that article out there. It's just good information to have. So now we get on to a little bit of BRICS Nation news. This is from news.bitcoin.com and it's titled BRICS Gold-Backed Currency Will Benefit Iran. Weaken U.S. dollar, Iranian official says. They're just saying the quiet part out loud. Most of the other countries are looking forward to the weakening of the U.S. dollar. Listen, US dollar, US economy, US overall, it's all one thing. As the US comes down, everyone else, I think logically is going to see the opportunity to come up, to rise, to gain. And so that's one of the ideas. This is why they're moving forward at breakneck speeds, not only to come out with the common BRICS currency that's backed by gold, but also to take over and dominate the new financial system. Right? And you have this mineral war, this resource war going on, where China restricted some things that U.S. companies can get access to. You saw the articles where the U.S. companies were in pain because of that. But then that was just a sort of retaliation, because remember last year the U.S. pulled out a lot of their scientists that were helping China with what? Semiconductors. And so the U.S. had injured them when it came to semiconductors. And China said, okay, well, we're going to get our get back now. And it's been a back and forth, because this is a power struggle. Everyone's seeing an opportunity to get a footing up in the world, to rise in the world, to dominate, to take over, possibly. They're taking their chance now. So that's what's going on, right? They all will coexist, but coexistence comes in a hierarchy most of the time. And I don't think they want to miss this opportunity. So it says here, Razul Mousavi, Assistant Foreign Manager and Director General of South Asia Department of Iran's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, stated Sunday that a common BRICS currency backed by gold, which means what? That means gold's price is going to skyrocket. Between the common BRICS currency using up a ton of gold, right? That's number one. And there's no guarantees, but this is what I'm seeing. That's number one. And then number two, the dozens upon dozens of U.S. banks that could collapse sometime within the next year or two. Those two things, which would drive people to gold and silver and such, right? Just like it did when these other banks earlier in the year did the same. Those two catalysts could drive gold's price through the roof. I'm not the only one saying that. All the top economists saying the same thing. You can just do your own research and you pull that stuff up. I suggest screenshot it, save it, do that little heart thing in the photo album so you can have all the information at your fingertips, right? You know why I say that? A lot of times people, they try to make others aware. I understand how difficult that is. I personally don't do that anymore because I know people are not going to listen. They're not going to go into crypto. They're not going to buy anything because you say it. They're not going to get gold. They're not going to do anything other than what they're used to. This is most people, most. So at least when they're debating against you and they're saying, oh, crypto's bad. No, gold is useless, right? You have articles to show why. It's right on your phone. You have articles to show why, proof from experts to say, no, this is what's going on with gold. This is what's going on in the world. Some people have tried to tell others about the, BRICS currency and so, and people say, no, there's no way somebody's going to be able to encroach upon the dollar. But then if you had the article where Janet Yellen, the U.S. Treasury Secretary herself, is saying, hey, there's going to be a slow decline in the dollar, that's all the proof you need. Right? So that's why I say those things. Or when you're telling them, hey, the banks aren't safe, there's over 900 banks at risk, make sure your bank is healthy. And they tell you, come on now, the banks are all safe. They're all good. They're sturdy. And then you show them Jerome Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve, says himself, hey, we have a problem with commercial real estate. Some banks are going to have problems in the future. They may have to be absorbed. Janet Yellen said the same thing. When you have that article, it does wonders when the people see it with their own eyes. But hey, we all choose a different path. So now let's move on here. I have so many articles. I'm about to make another members only video. I have been posting. I took the day off yesterday, but I have been posting articles in that members only section. Go over to my channel, hit that members only section, scroll down, make sure you're getting your content. Some of those articles have been potent, but this time I'm going to make another members only video. I have a few articles here I'm not going to cover in this video that I want to actually talk about. So now this article here is from cryptoslate.com and it is titled BIS unveils 7-step security framework for blockchain-based CBDCs. Says BIS new Polaris framework will help central banks design and implement systems to keep CBDCs, especially those using blockchain, secure. That's interesting, seeing as how I think we would be the least of their problems. If they're talking about, obviously, they're talking about bank coins. We're the least of their problems. The banks themselves have been getting hacked so much, it's unbelievable. To the point where they're battling their own customers saying, hey, listen, you have to prove to me that your account got hacked in order for us to help you, which from the articles I read is kind of against the law, allegedly. This is what the articles are saying. All right. So that's mind blowing that they continue to try to put this weight on crypto when they're worse than crypto has ever been. Didn't they just have, there was a bunch of banks that just had like a major hack. The government got hacked also in the United States. That made major news, by the way. They couldn't hide that. But all the people's information got out. Didn't that happen? And they're worried about us. Right. Anyway, since the Bank for International Settlements introduced a security framework on July 7th to help central banks develop secure digital currencies. Okay, they iterate the same thing from the top. I hate when they do that. BIS noted that central bank digital currencies will become, quote, critical national infrastructures, unquote, in the future, which means what? Major capitals floating through them. So you have XRP lined up to do many things for CBDCs. You have Quant lined up to do many things for CBDCs. You have XLM there. You have Algorand there. Now, there's no guarantees in anything. But if they're going to become critical national infrastructure, that means major capitals going through them, possibly. And if that does happen, and I believe that it will, what does it do to that price? You think the price might raise? Do you think it maybe a little bit, a lot? I'm going to use this term because I like it. A little bit, a lot, a lot of bit. What is a lot of bit? I like interesting things and phrasings. I do. But anyway, it might raise the toll. It might raise a little bit. You got to get the roll. You got to get that roll going. It says, and cyber redacted, I'm not going to say that term, against critical infrastructure are among the top 5 risks with the most significant potential impact, which they know is ridiculous to say when it comes to us, because if you take down one piece of a blockchain, the rest of it keeps running like it's nothing. We've seen it. We are very secure. Not only that, but the bank coins in particular, some of them are quantum proof, which, by the way, the banks are not quantum proof, nor are their systems that they've been setting up. Right? At the end of this year, I can't remember, I don't have the article up here. At the end of this year, the most powerful quantum computer that they have designed so far will be launching. They're calling it a make or break situation as far as how it functions, right? This is what the article said that I read. You can probably find the article. But a lot of major companies are going to be launching their quantum computers within the next year or two. And those quantum computers paired with artificial intelligence, I said this before, will be able to crack those banks like they're nothing. But they can't crack us because we're quantum proof. Algorand is quantum proof. We're very secure. That's why all the banks in Italy love what? They love Algorand. Even the insurance company loves Algorand, right? Come on now. Hospitals love Algorand. We are the future. That's how I personally feel. That's why I said we are the future. We're going to dominate. But let's keep going here. Which, listen, what this article tells me, the Bank for International Settlements, and they know it, they need us more than we need them. And that is very good for us. According to BIS, a CBDC system, that's just my interpretation. You can interpret it completely different, and I can respect that. According to BIS, a CBDC system breach could, quote, erode confidence and trust, unquote, in the CBDC, the central bank, and the financial system. Additionally, the CBDC hack could have a reputational, operational, and potentially legal impact, BIS noted. Recently, BIS, and then here's another thing. How do they stay advanced? Because they didn't come up with this technology. They have to continue to come to us, which is why the Bank of International Settlements continues to iterate that they want to have a very good relationship with the private sector. Who's the private sector? That's us. That's us. We're going to run everything. Just mark my words, wait until we're unleashed. You're going to see what we can do. We're doing a lot now. All the companies are doing a fantastic job. Keep doing it. But you haven't seen anything yet. We are the future. I don't know if people understand it. I understand it. I'm here to the end. And yes, I have a plan. I have a strategy, everything. You have to make up your own. I'm pretty sure you have one. You're brilliant people out there. But we're the future. We're the now. We're the dominant. Nothing can stop us. That's just how I feel. They want the victory. They're going to have to take it because I'm coming for the victory. It says BIS new 7-step framework called Polaris addresses these gaps to help central banks avoid the risks associated with a CBDC breach. It is worth noting that many central banks and governments have shied away from using DLT technology in their CBDC, potentially because of the associated risks. Is that so? So which of the bank coins has ever been compromised? I mean, the actual system. Right. XRP, secure. Quant, secure. XLM, secure. Algorand, secure. Hedera, very secure. Very, very secure. XDC, secure. What do you mean? So when they say DLT, they're being very deceptive because they're trying to include all of crypto, but not all of crypto is the same. We're in a class of our own. We're very different. So it says, for instance, designers of the digital pound, Bitcoin, have said that CBDC may not be based on a blockchain. Yeah, you definitely use blockchain technology, though, because you can't access all that unbanked money unless you want to leave that unbanked money to us. And I'm fine with that. We'll take all of that. Why not? But you can't get to the unbanked without us. You can't reach every single country without us. And you will not be doing business with the BRICS nations on a neutral, even playing field without us. That's not going to happen. They're not going to allow it. That's why they're rushing the common currency. That's why they're working with Ripple and Stellar and Hedera. Hedera's deep in the MENA region. So is XRP. Stellar's deep in Africa and Asia. Ripple's deep in Asia now. Come on now, stop. You will be sending lots of capital across us. There's no getting around it. You can't lie to me. So now, let's move on here. So once again, that's from cryptoslate.com. If you want to read the rest of that yourself, you can, just in case you feel like there's more you wanted to hear. So we're going to end off here with a little bit of Quant news. I usually do gold news. I'm not going to do it today. I don't have the article up for some reason. I don't know why. But Quant, they are so hungry to bring in more banks. I love every second of it. I love how Quant can explode. I love how it's integral. Never doubt Quant. Never doubt Quant. Gilbert Verdian has been very clear about QNT token being at the crux, the core of everything that the Overledger does. Never doubt them. So then they released this, and Gilbert had to answer a subscriber. This is what the tweet says. Enterprises that want to interact on public blockchains are limited when dealing with crypto for gas and transaction fees. They face security threats, friction, and risk of asset losses when relying on signing and storing with MetaMask on an employee's machine. That's interesting. They put that in there particularly. It says, we've removed the friction completely, allowing enterprises to securely and safely transact with any blockchain without the need to store, sign, or hold crypto for digital asset transactions, paving the way for tokenization of trillions of dollars of regulated assets by institutions to transact on any public chain and access new investors and liquidity. So then, of course, when you read that, you're like, wait, what? What about QNT? What about Quant? Once again, I'm not worried at all. Because I heard and I've read what Gilbert said, and I don't see him straying away from that. But someone says here, this is a reply to Gilbert. It says, why not use Quant for crediting gas fees to expand Quant's utility? Roll of the eyes emoji, right? Gilbert responded. This is another thing I love about Quant. Gilbert Verdian gets out there and answers questions. A lot of heads of blockchains don't interact with the people often. Gilbert will. Lehman Baird is very good as well from Hedera, in my opinion. Anyway, this is what Gilbert says. Mr. Verdian says, you do and you can use Quant. It's part of your subscription and usage fees. Let's go, Q&T. Oh yeah, 1,000 easy, baby. Quant, I'm expecting huge things out of Quant. I love Quant. Oh yeah. So anyway, he says it's part of your subscription and usage fees taken out of your credit bundle. Keep doing a good job, Quant. Keep doing a good job. So then somebody says, somebody asked the question. He said, hi, at Gilbert Verdian, could you please let us know how the Q&T token will work? He said that so many different times. Wait, somebody else responded, says he already has. Let's see what they posted here. They have a little post here. Let's see what it'll pop up. It says, firstly, Overledger is powered by Q&T. Oh, when you know how many banks are going to use Quant. When you know that Quant has a circulating supply of something like 14 million, which means it has a lower circulating supply than Bitcoin. Oh, that's so beautiful. Muy linda, mi gente. Do you know what that can do to that price? You see where Bitcoin is? You understand how many banks are on SIA chain, SIA Partners, LAC chain? Quant is a monster, a beast. It's a beast. It's a dog. It's a problem. Okay, you're a goon. What's a goon to a goblin? I'm playing around. But what song was that from? I'm asking too many questions in this video. Anyway, this is what it says. Firstly, Overledger is powered by Q&T. We have had testnet, then mainnet releases for every blockchain. I would like to ask anyone who can show us in code with an Overledger transaction number or hash of any Overledger transaction that somehow sent on mainnets without using Q&T. Q&T is used for everything. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the money.